That says that's level, but that looks horrible. How is that level? It's level. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Supercar Street Racing here with another project going on in the house. It seems like it's endless, but today we are starting on 5.1 surround sound for the bedroom. So in the bedroom now, we have in-ceiling speakers, but these are for the whole home audio. So what we are doing is we are going to be converting these existing speakers, particularly this front one, will become the center channel for the new setup. I did order a 4K Amazon Fire TV, and I'm waiting for that to be shipped on Tuesday. But meanwhile, we have a lot of work to be done in this room to get this ready for in-ceiling 5.1 surround sound. You can see here in the center of the wall, I have marked the center. That is where maybe the TV will be mounted, depending on how big it is. It's a 65 inch, so it's rather big. This is only a 42, so you can see it's going to be quite a bit bigger. But that will be the center, and then I'm not sure if it's going to have to go higher, but my amplifier is going down here. My Pioneer 5.1 receiver will be going on this guy here. So it has to be high enough to clear both this dresser and the Pioneer 5.1 receiver, so another maybe 5 or 6 inches above here, maybe 5 inches. Let's take a look at that. So the receiver measures out at 6.5. So we need 6.5 above the dresser in order to accommodate the receiver. That is all that's going on top of this dresser, so we'll make it look really nice and clean it up. It is getting old, but I might repaint the top white on it. It's got the distressed, which I and my ex did. We distressed this guy from IKEA. So anyway, yeah, so that's the center of the wall. That's where the mount will-ish go. And then I'll either have to move it up or down from there, depending on where the top and the bottom of the TV reach. We won't know until we get the mounts. Here we measure from where the TV hangs on the mount to the bottom of the TV, and we will know where the bottom of the TV will land compared to that. Now moving on to the speaker installation, you can see here we've got some 6.5 in-ceiling speakers. Those will remain, and they also will remain connected to the whole home audio. And my plan is that if we're using the whole home audio, we switch these guys off completely, or on, and then if we're using 5.1 sound, we switch them off with the switch that is with the home audio system over there. Now the next thing I have to do is, I have a couple of steps to do here. First thing I have to do is figure out where my new they're actually going to be 8-inch in-ceiling speakers like I have. I'll show you guys real quick. So these are 6.5s, and they've been in my room for quite a long time. But they are going to be 8-inch two-way in-ceiling speakers on the sides here. So that will be the front left and the front right will be 8-inch. The center will remain the 6.5-inch old one for now, and eventually it can be replaced. That rear one is not going to be used for surround sound, but we are putting 2 more 8-inch here and there. When I did my home theater room originally, I made a huge mistake. I tried to wing it and drill a hole without checking, and I actually ran into a stud. So today, I will be getting in the attic with my template for the surround sound speakers. I will go into the corner, which is very difficult to reach. I will come out about 2 inches from the wall, 2 inches from each wall, if I can even get in there. I'll be literally crawling on my belly, and I will poke a hole. I'll put the template down, the speaker template down, and I'll poke a hole in the center of where it's gonna go. I'll match that over here as closely as possible, so I'll just, go out 1.5 inches or 2, and I will poke the other hole, and then up here I will do the same thing. As close as I can get to that corner, and as close as I can get to that corner, I will poke the holes. That will also allow the speaker mounting brackets to swing open and grip the drywall. Because don't forget, there has to be a little bit of drywall around the edge of the speaker in order for that little clamp to swing out and grip the drywall. At least on 2 sides. You can get away with 2, but you really need all 3. So I have a task in front of me because it's 90 degrees outside. I want to get up in the attic as quickly as possible. But the first step here is going to be cleaning this mess out because this has had stuff under it for years. And all that stuff needs to come out and it needs to be cleaned. So I'm going to go work on that now. Taking a look at the existing wall, we're going to be mounting the TV up here on this TV mount. And then we're going to be adding this wall plate here. It's got power, HDMI, Cat 6, and even USB for 5 volts if we need it for something like LED strips. Then we're going to get our existing power from down here and we're going to feed off of that. But first, right to the left of that, we're going to have our 6.1 surround sound HDMI wall plate. To the left of that, we're going to put the new power in, which we're going to tie the TV into. And the subwoofer jack will go over here. Alright guys, I just did the worst job ever. I cleaned underneath this dresser and I cleaned all the baseboards and the floor. And from now on, I will make sure I tell the housekeeper to get underneath this dresser because I'm not going to be storing anything under there. I was prohibiting her from cleaning under it, so there's some dust bunnies under there. And the next awful step is, well, there's 2 awful things. I got to get up there and drill through the cap to get my wires down through here. So I'm going to come off maybe 4 or 5 inches from where that speaker is and drill through the cap. And these wires will run right down the wall here on this side of the baseboard, which I have to find now. So what we do is we get our stud finder out. Now we know that there's a stud there, so likely 24 inches. Let's see. So we got our stud finder on stud scan. All right, there's the center. So actually this is perfect. The electrical is on the left side of the stud, which is unusual. That's actually really good because we need power up here and we're gonna take it from that electrical receptacle right there. So let's find the next stud. Next stud is right there, so I'm going to grab some tape and mark it, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so here is the next stud from the stud over there, and we don't have our measuring tape. Oh yes we do. Okay, so let's see how far that appears to be. Let's see if it's 24. So let's get our tape out. Yep, looks like that's 24 on center if you look at that, because the stud falls on this side of the electrical outlet, it appears. So now we know when we're doing our electrical and our audio wires that are going to be coming from the attic. Our attic is going to supply our audio wires down through the cap. We need to basically take it down in the center of the wall here. So if we line up with this speaker up top, we should be fine, because if you look up here, this is center of the wall. And if we go straight down here, we can put our wires right up through the cap there if my battery works on my drill. I've been having issues with it. I need to really just get a new battery. But yeah, so that's my plan. I'm gonna line up the hole in the cap with that speaker. So I'm gonna drill through right there. Now remember, this is an interior wall, so there's no fire breaks. So I should be able to come straight down this wall with our speaker wires, put a box in right here, and then be able to take the speaker wires out from there and up to the receiver, which sits in the center here. Now let's take a look inside that receptacle and make sure that that is the actual, that the stud is on the right side of it. Taking a look at the wall now, you can see the speaker wires running from the wall plate up the inside of the wall and through the cap on top to the attic. Then we've got power running from the new receptacle up to the TV here. And then we got our subwoofer running behind the wall from the wall plate that we just added. All right guys, taking a look at the receptacle here is good news. I pulled the receptacle out and you can see that the wire is on the right side of the box. And so, actually it's on both sides, but I do believe that that the stud is on the right. Case in point, I can kind of see it in the wall, but we put our stud finder. It says that's the edge, and that's the center. And that looks to be on the right side. If you're facing the wall, it's on this side. And you can see an indentation in the wall. Boy, this wall needs to be repainted, so I think that's gonna happen too. So what we're gonna do now is drill through this side of the box and just verify that we can get our wire through there. And then we will pull our wire up to where our TV is gonna be as soon as we know that we can put the TV there. All right guys, we got the trusty orange screwdriver here that I always use for everything. And we want to kind of get that drilled towards the top because we're going to try to push the wire up there and fish it. And if we can't get the wire, then we have a bigger problem. So yeah, we need to figure out. But at the same time, there is also a wire coming out of here at the top. So yeah, we got to be careful we don't drill through any wires that are stapled. I need to take another look at this because we may have to put a receptacle down here first and then go up, and I think that's what we're going to end up doing because I don't think I'll be able to get that. I don't think I'll be able to get that wire up there. I mean, I could try, but so basically what you do is just on an angle, you know, as close as you can. This drill's pretty tough. However, we might not be able to get the wire next to that right there. And then have to go deeper. It's basically through. So I broke the box, but that's okay. Alright, so I confirm there is no stud on this side, so we're good in that. Now, I think what we'll do is go that way. We'll put another box in there. That way I have more power in here anyway, and then we'll go up from there. Because once I have the hole cut, then it's no big deal to actually go straight up for power. So I think I'm gonna do another box like right here somewhere, and then go straight up for power, and then also I can get my speaker wires there as well. So one lesson I learned pretty quickly doing these boxes is that they can't be too close together, because when you start cutting the drywall, the drywall will collapse. It doesn't have enough strength to handle, oh, nasty roach, dead roach. It doesn't have enough strength to handle being so close together, and all the stress you put on cutting, it'll actually collapse. So we want to make sure we're a good distance away. And so I think we measure from the bottom of the floor, and remember we have a hot electrical outlet here, even though it has electrical tape around it. The center of the box is sitting at 12 inches from the baseboard. So I think if we come over here, center of the TV is supposed to be there. Let's go, so the stud is right here. So we want to split the difference between that and the stud. So the stud will be 24 from this side. Yep. So let's go 8. Let's go over more. Here's a look at the front left, the front right, and the center. And check out where the wires run. So they run up through the wall and up to the speakers through the center cap. Here's the rear surround right and rear surround left. Same with the wires. They run through the attic from the wall plate up through the cap. Okay guys, we got the level out to try to get our boxes right. So they actually make a low voltage ring that you can just put where you have speaker wires and HDMI or anything like that that doesn't have high voltage in it. or more than, you know, regular low voltage. So you don't have to have a full box. I think they have those at Lowe's. I'm gonna run over to Lowe's and Home Depot after work and check. So we'll need a box wherever there's gonna be electrical, and that's gonna be right here. Now the reason we just didn't pull off of this one and go straight up, it's super hard to fish the wire through that way. And you can see right here, all we have to do is, now that's it. I mean, we're pretty much tie into these two here, these two, this neutral and this hot here, and then come through our box here, and we are pretty much ready to go on this guy. So we need to get two receptacles, one for here, one for up there, a new work box, and hopefully they have the audio ring for this. If not, I'll have to order it online. But yeah, we're going to be ready to go here momentarily. Now it's cleanup time. Little update here. Some decisions were made, and I decided that I would order the correct wall plate for these guys, and we are shockingly close to the receptacle on the other side of the wall here. So close that I don't think I can get a triple gang this way. So what I decided was we are going to put electrical here, triple gang here for 5.1, actually 6.1 plus HDMI. That will run from the receiver to here for speaker wire and HDMI, from here up to there for HDMI, from here up to the attic for speaker wires, meaning I have to drill the cap still up there and lay out the surround sound speakers, and it is 93 out, so I'm not getting in that attic until first thing in the morning. Hopefully my drill doesn't die. My battery in my drill has been giving me problems, and my manual drill, I don't have the chuck for it. So that's where we are. I went ahead and pulled the electrical wire for this guy, and it has to go through the box that I have to pick up at Home Depot. I ordered all the supplies. I ordered the 5.1 speaker plate for here. I ordered a power and HDMI and Ethernet and TV cable and USB charger for up there. It's really cool. It's a 2-gang, and it's got all those things in it. So I'm stoked about that, because that can actually power, like the USB part can power things like LED strip behind the TV, or anything else that, like any 5-volt USB devices up there will work as well. So that's kind of cool. Plus, if I ever want to run wired Ethernet to the television, I can run it up through that box right there now. Yeah, so I think this is going to work out better. I think this wire is going to be just long enough once I pop it in the back of this outlet to make it to this guy. Then from this guy, we're going straight up the wall or straight down the wall to feed our electrical up there. So I don't know where that electrical box goes yet. That's the only problem. We have to get the wall mount in, at least the wall mount kind of close to where it's going to be first, so that we know where to cut our hole. And so yeah, that's where we are right now, and I will let you guys know when we are going to do something else to this. Alright guys, probably the worst experience of my entire life and the closest I've been to death. I got up in that attic like an idiot, and it is 95 degrees outside, and I thought I could get this done very quickly and get out, but I felt to a point where I probably would pass out, and I felt lightheaded. Now, I was able to get up there and make the pilot holes, and it does look like it's back a little bit. That's literally as far as I can go without hitting the stud. If you can see, that hole is going to be the front right, and I think we're going to have to move this one over a little bit. Let's see, so that one is about 4 inches from the wall. Yeah, this one's going to have to be moved over to the right a little bit, which is fine. I don't think there's anything up there. And then that's the rear one right there, which I lost my screwdriver, so I ended up using a drill bit. If you put the speaker template hole right on the center of that, you won't hit anything. And likewise, there is the hole right there for this guy. And I did all this by eye up there. I just kind of I guessed it. But actually that's got to move over because the trim's in the way. So maybe that's got to come over like another probably inch to the right, or from the, it's got to move an inch away from the trim because I didn't take into account that there was trim here. Same with this one. This one might be okay though. I'll have to see when I get it up there. That's probably about the same place I need to, let's see. Yeah, this one's a little bit further over. I'm gonna measure this one and then make this one the same. So yeah, that's what just happened, and I almost passed out up there, so never again will I do that. Okay guys, just a little recap of what all we did today. In the first part of this video, we planned out our speaker system, 2 8-inch rears, 2 8-inch fronts for left and right, and the 6.5-inch for the center channel that was already there. We got our TV hole marked out, kind of. Next thing we need to do is measure the actual TV height and get that so it is above the dresser. We found the stud here so that we know we're going to drop our speaker wires down the cap through this hole, and then we're going to feed power and HDMI up and put a 2-gang box in. And I did get my delivery from I went and picked up the stuff we needed from Home Depot. So this is going to go most likely here. Can't do it yet though because we need to feed this wire from the top box down to here. It'll be easier to fish it from the top to the bottom. So we got to do that after we figure out where our hole is going to be for our double. This is an extra single because I always need those and I don't have any. And then here is our double for up here. This is going to go in the space on the wall mount. There's a space between where you bolt it. There's 2 places where you can bolt it, top and bottom. Has a big, big bar on the top and the bottom where you bolt it. This will go right between the bolt, like the hole between the top and the bottom bolts. So we just got to figure out where to put that. We know we can't put it here because there's a stud, so it'll be over here on this side. The inputs of the TV are also on this side, and HDMI will come out on this side as well. And I ordered a 5.1, it's actually a 7.1 triple gang wall plate. We're going to extend this guy out to a triple. I ordered the triple gang bracket, the low voltage, so it doesn't have a box, it's just a frame. And I ordered a double gang. It's got power, USB, and HDMI, network, and cable all in a double gang. That's going to go right here. And it charges USB, so it's a 5-volt USB plug. Pretty cool. And that is what we are doing. Also we got we got our receptacle for that guy down there. And we got our wall plate for that guy as well. The only thing that I'm not doing is banana plugs. Every time I do banana plugs, I get frustrated, and they're kind of pointless, really, honestly, because the ones that I bought were so cheap that they just caused me frustration. So we're just going to do wires. Now, the other thing we're going to do to make this guy network ready, because it doesn't have Wi-Fi, I have a adapter that adapts. It's a line adapter, so it adapts power line to Ethernet. So we've already got one right there, and it is on. I think I have a few more of these in my closet, so I'm going to connect one to power back here and power, and then put network to the back of that receiver so we can control it from the phone if we need to. And guys, that's going to do it for today, and we will see you on part 2.